We'll be talking about a small yet a very relevant topic in this lecture. Hi, I'm Dr. Riddhi Lalan, author of Dental Material Mind Map book and a prosthodontist who's going to help you learn dental material in a very fun and easy way. So, a short note on ductility and malleability is one of the most frequently asked questions, and I hope you remember from the previous lecture what was the compressive strain and the tensile strain. Let's just quickly dive into the topic and learn about it. So, two terms, ductility and malleability. Ductility is the ability of a material to be drawn into wires. Ductile, right? Duct like ductility. That is how you can remember. Now, whenever something is being drawn into wire, it needs to be stretched. You just have to remember this one thing. You have a block and you need to actually stretch it. So, what you need to remember for ductility, one would be tensile load that is being acted. Second would be elongation that comes along with it. And the third would be ability to be drawn into wire. Now we move on to the next important topic. Imagine you have a block again and you are compressing it. So it will be drawn into sheets. Now this quality is known as malleability. Malleability is the ability of a material to be drawn into sheets. So what will you remember for malleability would be it's compressive in nature. It's the ability of the material to be drawn into sheets. Okay. Now there are two things. One is the relation with the strength. So ductility will be dependent on strength, while malleability is not dependent on strength, and their relation with temperature. So you can remember whenever we talk about temperature, it is inversely proportional to ductility. The temperature increases, ductility decreases. On the other hand, when you raise the temperature, the malleability is going to increase. So this was about the ductility and malleability. Now we move on to the next topic, which is hardness. So as we know, hardness is the ability of a material to resist scratching. Okay, so to not have indentation. Now, would it mean that material that is very hard will be very strong? That's not the truth. Something that's really hard means that it cannot be scratched that easily. It need not mean that it's that strong, okay? Do not get confused. So, strength is somewhere going to affect the hardness, but it's not the same term. Apart from strength, there are three other factors that will also play a role: proportional limit, ductility, and malleability. Now, a material that will have more proportional limit will have more hardness. They are directly proportional to each other. Similarly, talking about the relation with ductility and malleability, hardness will be inversely proportional because ductile materials deform easily, so they are going to be less harder. Similarly, malleable materials are easily indented, so the scratching ability will be more. Thus, more the hardness, lesser is the malleability, or lower is the malleability. Moving on to the other topic, that is toughness. So it is the energy that is required to fracture a material. I hope you all remember the stress strain graph. Okay, we had proportional limit, upper yield strength, lower yield strength, and the point that's fracture. Now what I want you to know is what will be toughness under this graph. So what you see here, okay, this entire area under the graph will be termed as toughness. It's basically the energy that is required to fracture the entire material. Moving on to the last topic, and that's brittleness. So a brittle material will fracture at or near its proportional limit. So there will be little or almost no plastic deformation. I hope you remember the graph. Now, we know that it is beyond this proportional limit that the plastic deformation starts, since it's going to happen beforehand. So now that we know that the material is going to fracture without actually crossing the proportional limit, it's going to deform without bending. So, for example, you know glass, right? It is not bent. It will directly break. So a glass is a brittle material. It's going to have a very high tensile strength, but the shear strength is going to be really low because they do not have a tendency to bend. For example, you know about ceramic? These are basically glass materials, certain dental stone and cement. Now let's just quickly revise a flashcard. Let's see how much you have understood. What is ductility? It is the ability of the material to be drawn into wire. So it can withstand permanent deformation under tensile load without rupture. You can elongate it without actually rupturing it. Moving on to the MCQ. A material fractures at or near its proportional limit. This is where you should actually guess what is the answer. It has to be, let's just finish reading the question. It also has high tensile strength and low shear strength. Definitely it's brittleness. You don't even have to look at the options. We would just go for the answer, and that's brittleness. So to know more about such things, I want you to go to the app, learn about the mind map, solve the MCQs and the flashcards, refer to the notes, and don't forget to watch the next video.